Hi, I'm Jordan Scott and this is my vlog regarding my Media Fest and immersion. Basically, I did my Media Fest a couple of weeks ago because I planned it when we were on our Easter break, because I knew when we got back to university it would be very, very difficult to achieve my Media Fest with doing film studies and media studies. Obviously that requires a lot of media forms to achieve our projects, and at the minute in film studies my project is to work as a group to recreate the ending of Psycho, which requires me to be in constant contact with my group and obviously using a lot of forms of media to accomplish my project. So about a week after we came back from Easter, I decided to do my Media Fest, and I chose a weekend, so I made sure every single group for each subject that I do knew that I wouldn't be available for the day. And I ran my battery down on my phone because I knew that it was going to be very difficult to abstain from my phone for the day, because it's got all my social networking, it's got all my texting, my phone calls, and literally my life runs on using my mobile phone. So I ran my battery down on the Friday night and I left it on charge. So when I woke up in the morning it wasn't next to me, so the urge to look at the time or set my alarm was gone basically, because my phone was drained. And then I was staying in town at my boyfriend's house, so that was even better because he loves doing outdoors activities. So it was a really nice day and we decided to go for a 10-mile walk. So abstaining from media was actually quite easy for the day because I didn't look at my phone, I left my phone on charge, just didn't exist for me for the day. And I got up actually quite early, which I was surprised at, because without setting an alarm I thought naturally I would have woken up quite late, but with my boyfriend having a full-time job I was up and about quite early, so that was good. And we decided to make the most of the sunny day, so we went to Caton for the day. So that's about a 5-mile walk out of town. And to me, different forms of media, I wouldn't be able to abstain from talking, even if I wanted to, even if I subconsciously tried. I don't think I could abstain from it for long. So I tried my best, but I mean, going on a walk with somebody else meant that I didn't have the urge to use my iPod, which usually when walking, that is the first thing I do. I found that really hard actually, because trying to think of 4 hours worth of conversation, even with somebody like your boyfriend, is a nightmare, and I just found myself getting really irritated. So after that, I don't know, it was about midday, we got back into town and we decided to go shopping for the afternoon to get some bits and bobs. But even then I found around me everybody was using media, and even on the walk we went on, my boyfriend was constantly on his phone, which just gave me the urge to go on mine and check what everyone's doing. And I mean, being group leader on most of my projects, my group rely on me a lot of the time to tell them what to do, so not going on my phone was really difficult. The urge to go on it was constantly there, and I was just counting down the hours till I could go back on it. And I don't know, this Media Fest has really made me realise how much I do rely on my phone for communication and keeping in contact, especially with my friends and family back home, because I'm really close to my family, so they talk to me a lot of the time. But definitely with my boyfriend constantly checking his phone, it was just a constant reminder of the fact that I wasn't allowed to use any media, and abstaining from even small things like communication from people. It was really difficult. I felt like I was missing out on something, like everybody else around me knew what was going on and I was kind of on the outside. I mean, I had a really nice day and I didn't find it that difficult to abstain from media until I went into town and realised how many forms of media there actually are. So in shops alone, there's the music, the TV screens, the computers, and I found it really hard to just pretend they weren't there, so I didn't break my Media Fest. And after town, I went back to his flat and he wanted to watch TV, so I had to sit in a different room by myself. And usually I love to read. I mean, at the minute I'm reading Game of Thrones, so it's getting really good, and I had to not read and not do anything, so I found it really hard not to just nap. So what I did was I cooked instead. And I do enjoy cooking, but don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have just sat down and watched TV and relax. I mean, that's probably one of my biggest hobbies, is just relaxing, watching TV and reading. So to not be able to do that it was really difficult. And I found it just a nightmare, really. I think this Media Fest has made me realise, though, how many different types of media forms and how often I actually rely on them. Like, even when I'm doing uni work or anything, the TV is always on in the background, music is always on in the background. And for me, that was probably the biggest thing, was abstaining from TV and music. I mean, I've said that about my phone as well, so I suppose it's about everything, but I wouldn't be doing film studies and media studies if I didn't enjoy things like watching TV and, like, especially films. Like, I love going to the cinema, so, like, for me not to be able to go to the cinema on a Saturday afternoon, it was a bit difficult, because what else do you do? But since the Media Fest, I've realised there's a lot more you can do with your day, and I do completely agree with the fact that the internet scatters our thoughts and ideas, because that day I did so much, and I feel really lazy in comparison every day now, and I'm like, the only reason I think I check Facebook and Twitter and everything is to keep in contact with my family and my media group, my film studies group, and my marketing group. And I use the uni experience as an excuse, but without media, I don't know, I think my life would be very boring. I don't really think I'd have many passions. So yeah, this Media Fest has taught me a lot, and I think subconsciously I'm going to try and make an effort to abstain more and focus more on my studies, because I think I do a lot better in terms of concentration and probably boost my grades up a little bit, but I don't think I could survive without media. Okay, thank you.